Hi, everyone, and welcome to World Outsourcing Solutions podcast. Today's interview is sponsored by World Outsourcing Solutions, where we help business owners with all outsourcing needs and other business growth related topics. You can visit us at www.worldoutsourcingsolutions.com to find out more of what we can do for you. The title of our interview today is Business Consultant: Rules of the Road for Success. My name is Yokai Kajidor, and today I'm talking with the business consultant expert Linda Bullard about the consultant rules every business owner needs to understand and follow. Welcome to the interview, Linda.
Thank you.
It's great to have you. Now, Linda is a well-known expert on the subject of business consulting and has graciously consented to this interview to share her extensive knowledge, which lasts over 26 years, and her experience to help you stay on track with your business as an owner. Once again, Linda,
Yes.
thanks for joining us and being with our audience today. To get us
Thank
started,
you.
today, Linda, would love to ask you about your background, your education, and your experience, so that our audience can know who you are, understand where you're coming from, and how they can relate with you.
Okay, sure. I have almost 30 years of experience in corporate America. I worked for a major insurance company for 26 of those years and took those skills and talents that I learned. I have two business degrees and am currently working on the master's degree in business administration. And I've helped several startups in the last 3 years to become solvable. So my experience comes from taking corporate America best practices and giving those to new startups to help them to become and stay sustainable.
Awesome, awesome. And what's your educational background that led you into this field of or into this industry, so to speak?
Well, hands-on, actually, I worked from being a claims adjudicator to becoming a manager of over 73 people who worked in the insurance industry. And then I also have business degrees, two of them. And like I said, I'm working on a master's degree now to further my education. In addition to that, I have several certifications in business, and I actually teach an entrepreneur course for two of the leading agencies here in Chattanooga.
Beautiful, beautiful. That's an impressive resume you have there, and I'm hoping our audience will be able to take note of that and really listen to what we're going to be talking about when it comes to business consultants as a whole. So, other than what you've done, what you've mentioned, the experience of working, in the industry for nearly 30 years and being a professor, helping out other students, what other experience that makes Linda and makes you the go-to person when it comes to businesses?
Well, my track record is I have actually helped several dreamers become business owners. My specialty is helping startups. So I take people who have ideas of business ownership and I will hand walk them through the process through implementation. I sit with them for the first 5 years because historically, statistics show that 92% of startups close within the first 5 years, and that's my passion is to positively impact that number so that people become sustainable and go through the first 5 years of business.
Beautiful, beautiful. In our previous conversation, Linda, you mentioned that you've been featured in many of the local TV stations and on the international level, you helping other business owners. Would you share that experience with us so that our subscribers and viewers, really, and listeners, will be able to be helpful to know more
Sure.
about you?
Sure, definitely. I can think of two particular case studies where a young lady came to me with an idea. Hers was non-emergency transportation, and now she's a solvable business. She's enjoying her second year of business, and she is pretty close to generating over $24,000 monthly. and has hired, and this is gross, I mean, excuse me, net revenue, and then grossing, she's employed, I think, 10 workers that's working for her. Another incident is where a multi-million dollar company, they are doing power lines across the country. And he, again, is hiring employees. So I've helped people who have dreams of doing anywhere from just a regular startup mom and pop shop to people who have multi-million dollar ideas to become solvable.
Wonderful, oh, wonderful. That's that's really exciting, especially for our audience who are looking for great mentors to assist them at that stage of their business venture, so to speak. Let's talk about you, Linda. What makes Linda? What makes you tick? What are the things that drives you to do what you do?
I want people to live out their dreams, and I love seeing people live their best lives.
Right.
So what's in it for me is that when people see their potential, when they realize that they can live their best lives by living out their dreams as business owners, when they live out their dreams of serving others by doing what they have a passion to do, that is my takeaway. That is what empowers me.
Wonderful, wonderful. I love the spirit of service there that is going on, and again, it's a hallmark of many entrepreneurs who are doing exceptional things in life. Because when you give more, you get more. I think it was
Exactly.
yes. One of my mentors said, if you focus on others, you find that there will become some focus on you, which you cannot, deny, and you become a success yourself. Uh,
Yes.
let's talk for a moment, about your own journey, in becoming an entrepreneur and also helping others. Would you say you were an overnight success?
No, it is not an overnight. It's a journey. Success is a journey. It's not a destination. So, success comes in increments, right? So it takes a while to build a following. But what I've been doing is I've been mentoring and helping people over the years. And it was when I lost my position that I actually decided to make it a business. So I've been mentoring people and helping them do resumes and doing business plans for years. But
Right.
then when I lost my position, I decided to make that into a business. And that's what I find with most people who are business owners. They've been doing what they do for forever. But it's at some junction they decide, okay, now I need to get paid for it.
Incredible. Actually, you mentioning that, if you don't mind, can we talk about that journey of you moving from being an employee to actually owning a business or doing this as a business? What happened?
Yeah, with the implementation of the Obamacare, I had worked with an insurance company, and a part of that means the health insurance companies cannot spend more in administration than they spend on benefits.
Right.
That's part of the criteria of the rules of the Obamacare. So with that, the insurance company I was working for had to let go of their top paying employees, which I was one of them, one of several hundred of them. And so when they did that, that forced me out of the marketplace as far as that position. So I had to reinvent myself. Well, in order
Right.
to get benefit of those 26 years, I had to think of how can I make that serve me? And I make that serve me by helping others to learn what I've learned during that time.
Right, right, right. I love the way you transition, because there was a situation there that it forced you to really begin to live your passion, which you already had been doing. Now you're just charging for that. uh,
Exactly. Exactly.
but what had to, other than that most obvious thing, let's talk about the mindset. What mindset had to change,
Well, the
in you?
mindset had to change. Yeah, the mindset had to change becoming an employer, meaning when you're an employee, then someone tells you what to do. They tell you when to come to work. They tell you when to go to lunch. They tell you. So you're pretty much being reactive. In being an employer, you must be proactive, meaning you have to take the initiative and take the steps out of your comfort zone and do the thing, do the work in front instead of waiting for someone to tell you what to do. You have to be a visionary and see down the road and see the bigger picture.
Awesome, awesome. And what skills did you have to develop to enable you to become a business owner?
Well, because I was a manager, because I walked out as a manager, so I already developed those skills by training, because
Right.
I've sat in several classes and had several certifications. So that was the benefit for me, is that I already been groomed to think on those terms. But you have to see, and if you don't have that already, then my advice to some new business owner is to get that, because there is a certain amount of business acumen you will need. uh, you need to transform your thinking from that of an employee to that of an employer, and there is a definite mind shift.
Absolutely. Would you recommend places where they can find that sort of resources to assist them?
Yes, here in the United States, we have the Small Business Administration, which is a gold mine for people wanting to make that jump. I don't know if it's available in all countries, but if you have something very similar, and here it's available online. So if you have access to the internet, you can go to sba.gov, or you can go to whatever is equivalent in your country. But there are definitely small business assistance programs that are online that you can make the jump to read and to take those online courses.
Wonderful, wonderful. What, I'm very interested in this question, which I'm about to ask you. What did you have to believe in order to become a business owner?
You
Maybe
had
your
to believe in
talents.
the ability of yourself, the ability that you deserve it and that you can do it.
Right.
Because you can't say that I can't, and you have to remove I can't from your vocabulary, and you have to put yourself around people who support your dreams and support your ideas. I have found that that's not the commonplace for your friends and family. You have to get with other dreamers. Like, it's important for me to hang around other business people,
Right.
because the common person will not understand my vision because they didn't get the memo.
Yeah, I love that, Linda. That's beautiful. And how did just to follow on that, what did you actually do as an individual to develop that intensity of your belief that I can go out there, having worked here for 26 years, working for somebody or for the government for insurance, now I'm ready to take on the world on my own. How did you develop that belief in you as an individual?
Is you gravitate toward those people who are like you. I mean, you gravitate toward dreamers. I found myself, like I said before, even before I started doing this, I had already started writing business plans. So I
Right.
started asking people who I knew were in business, where do you all hang out and where do you go and where do you get your information? And so I started doing the research before I needed it. If there here's a is a principle I hear about from business owners here, and it's called start before you're ready. So I started doing my research before I was ready to use it.
I love that. That's a beautiful expression. Well, it's quite obvious to me that you're the right expert for us when it comes to business consultants here. Let's dive into those rules for success for every business owner. Firstly, what's the number one rule that business owner needs to follow when it comes to business consultants?
They need to find business acumen. The majority of the business owners that I run into have product knowledge to the gazillion. They know everything about their business, everything about their service and their product, but they have zero knowledge as far as how to navigate marketing, how to navigate pricing, how to navigate those business trails that they'll need to stay sustainable or to become sustainable. And so the first thing they need to do is they need to build business acumen to go along with their product knowledge.
Awesome. Awesome. Why is this important, Linda, if I could press you on that?
The reason it's important is because without business acumen, they are destined to fail. They have to know how tax codes apply to them. They have to know how to market their products to the right people. They have to know how to price their products because that affects their bottom line.
Incredible, incredible. Say, for instance, Linda, the business owner who's listening today, they don't have that. Where would you point them to for them to actually begin, the journey towards acquiring or, meeting this first business rule?
The first business rule is to find a business coach. That's the first thing. Find a business coach, find a business coach, underlined, find a business coach. You don't have to know it all, but you need to know someone who fills the gaps.
Beautiful. I assume you have a business coach yourself.
Yes, and still do.
That's wonderful. I was listening to Tony Robbins. I'm a big fan of Tony Robbins. He said something, that has helped me. That if you want success, the fastest way to do it is to model those who have had the success.
Exactly.
Because you you can avoid a lot of mistakes, and you can find things that are working and get result much faster. Let's talk about the second rule here, Linda. What is it that business owner needs to know?
They need to build a team.
Awesome.
And as a team, like the team they need a team. They need to have someone who is legal, someone who is good with finances. They need to have someone who is good with insurance. Those three are necessities because they need to know what their legal risk is. They need to know what their financial risk is, and they need somebody watching out to make sure that their insurance risk is covered. Those three are needed. In addition to that, they need an operations person. They need someone who can see in front of them. Those people need to be on their team. They need to have people on their team who can cover the weaknesses that they have. So a team of people.
That's wonderful. And how do you go about finding a team if you are getting started? Just put yourself in the shoes of the new person.
Right. There are people out there that these are their specialties. And when you connect with business networks, what
Yes.
I find in small business circles is there are people that need you like you need them. So you bring your strengths, like my strength is business, and so the insurance person needs a business person. The insurance person needs a business person. So it's a bartering system among us, even starting out. There are people starting out that need you too. So it's a bartering system. We are each other's strength, and we build our team because we all have the same need for each other.
Incredible. I love that. And in fact, we have done that in our right when we were starting, especially World Outsourcing Solutions, buttering uh, the skills we have. But how do you go about, identifying, Linda, the right person to join for your team? What did you do?
You have to
Because there's
screen.
everyone with a lot of skills, but how do
Right.
you say, okay, this is the one I'm actually going to work with? This is the one fit for what I'm doing.
Right. And there's something called a SWOT analysis, right? A
Right.
SWOT analysis is the strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. So the strength and weaknesses are your strength, your weaknesses. And you have to be honest with yourself and say, these are my strengths, these are my weaknesses. And then you look at the other person and you look at the opportunities and threats. So you look at what opportunities they have and what threats they have, right? So you're doing a SWOT analysis on how their personalities and your personality mesh. Because when you look at doing a SWOT analysis, you're trying to say, okay, what do they bring to the table and how does it mesh with what I have? So your weaknesses should be mesh with their strengths, right? And
Right.
your strengths should mesh with their weaknesses. It's kind of a cross reference, so that you're not just it's not it's a give and take relationship where it's win-win on both sides. Okay, so equally, both of you are contributing to the relationship. And how
Inc-
you know that they are the right person because it's a win-win relationship for you both. It's not one-sided for either of you.
Wonderful. Beautiful. Well said. Now, all things being well, the relationship is going, let's assume that a business owner find themselves in that relationship, but it's not a win-win situation. It's beginning to stifle the relationship. What are your advice to a business owner who find themselves in a situation like that?
Well, the best thing is to and I've had to do this because some people work ethics or business ethics are not on the same level as mine.
Right.
And I have standards that I have deemed to be appropriate for my business and the people that are in my network. I
Awesome.
want to be able to refer people to people who are honest and have the same work ethic that I have. And unfortunately, I've ran across several people who do not live up to that standard. And I honestly, once I learned that, I politely dismiss myself
How do you
from
do
them.
that, Linda? I'm grueling you here, but how do you do that without spoiling external relationships?
I courteously say no because no really is a full sentence. No is a full sentence and it doesn't need an explanation. It's just no.
Even
So
if
so
you had
when
been
it
in a relationship with them already, like you are way into the business relationship, you've got accounts working together, or you've been paying them. There is some legal agreements that are already in place.
right, and I've had to have that conversation and I've explained to them because I've had proof where they have not held their part of the bargain.
Right.
Okay, so I had a web designer once where he didn't own up to his part of the bargain, and I had to spell out for him these are the places where I have been less than satisfied. And it's
Awesome.
because of these reasons I will not be able to continue our relationship. But I wish you well. And if there at any point that I can help you, please call on me. But going forward, I must discontinue and move on to someone else. And he understood and he apologized profusely for what had happened and wished that I would have given him another opportunity to correct it. But at that point, I had too much at risk to continue that relationship. And I moved on and we speak today. We see each other, we're cordial, but I could not continue the business relationship with him.
Incredible. Awesome. Let's talk about the next business rule which business owners needs to follow if they are going to be successful, in your
It's
opinion, as a business owner.
okay. The third rule is pricing. A lot of times, new business owners think that if they come in cheaper, they will get the clients. They will steal their competitors' clients.
Right.
And what I have told them, what I've told my clients and other clients who I teach, is that's not always the case. Your price should always be your price. Who you discount is your business. The reason your competitors have their prices where they are is because they have done the studies and they know that your fixed and variable expenses are at that price point. However, what you will win the customers by is adding value to that price. So coming in cheaper is not always coming in the best. Cheaper is not always the best. You have to add value at that price point.
Awesome, awesome, and well said there. And I think people have this ability of knowing where there is tremendous value. They can sense it and they can see it.
Yes.
Moving gear, Linda. Where do you see business owners, startups make most mistakes, especially in their early years?
Yes, they do. Yes, they do. Because they come in and then they start seeing the bills come in and they can't meet their payroll or they can't meet their expenses and it's because they're not charging enough. And then they go through that process of raising prices on their customers and raising prices on their customers and they lose their customers because every week they're having to go up on their prices to meet their expenses. And so you price your price right in the beginning
Right.
and then you enjoy the relationship. It is you learn what goes into your pricing and you set your price and you let that be it because going up every other week to meet your expenses will run your customers away.
Right.
And I've
Right.
seen business after business do that mistakenly, simply because they went in too cheap trying to steal someone's customers.
Right. Thank you for sharing that. I'm sure our audience here are taking great deal of notes to those important issues. Are there any other critical or important rules that we did not talk about up to this point that you think is very important for our audience to take note of?
What I find is the final thing I would like to share with them is that most startups, most new business owners look to traditional financing, like they want to go to banks and get financing, and most of them may not have the credit score or the credit behind them to do that. I challenge them to look for non-traditional credit or financing. Look at your friends and your family. Look for investors in non-traditional ways. I had a young man that needed $10,000, and his credit scores were not where they needed to be, and he said $10,000 would just get me where I needed to be. He wanted to do a mobile shoe store. And so
Right.
what I said to him is, so you're telling me you don't have 10 friends who are willing to invest $1,000 each into your dream. And he had never thought about that. So look into your circle, because sometimes we don't utilize our friends. We don't utilize our existing networks to get where we need to be.
Incredible, Linda. Once again, thank you for that. Words of wisdom. Now let's talk about your business. And I know our audience here, they are, thinking, okay, I need to know how I can work with you, Linda. What services do you provide, or do you have any coaching program, and where can I find you? Would you talk to us about that?
My actually my website is being worked on and will be available in 1 week. I have some people working on it right now, but the website is getthebusiness.org. That's getthebusiness.org, and my email address is lsmbbusiness@gmail.com. That's lsmbbusiness@gmail.com. My name is Linda Murray Bullard. I am on Facebook. I'm on Twitter. I'm on all the social media outlets. So they can reach me on any of those in the interim until my website is back up.
Beautiful. And what service do you provide, Linda, that our audience
I
can, come to you for?
Sure. I provide personal and business coaching. I provide consulting. I also provide business plans. I provide resumes. I help with interview coaching for those who are trying to get employment. I will provide mock interviews. I provide help with documentation and professional documents. I help with the business proposals. I can help you with videos and presentations. I provide support. I can actually help screen your employees for you. I can help you with creating applications. You tell me what you need, and most definitely I can help you get there.
Incredible. And as we come to the end of our time, what is the mindset that you see among business owners that you think this will stop you from, growing, or, from achieving your goals?
Invest in yourself. Invest in yourself. When you think about what you're going to be, the awesomeness, you can do what you want to do. But what you have to do is invest in yourself. Get the training, get the education piece, the business piece, pay for that. A lot of times we are skeptical about attending conferences and seminars about business. If it's reputable, first of all, if it's reputable, remember the return on the investment is you get the knowledge. You get to walk away with the knowledge. Invest in yourself.
Incredible. One last question. This is, is right. It's been at the back of my mind, and I couldn't let you go without answering that. What is the mistake that you often see business owners do that creates a lot of unnecessary mental stress and anxiety in today's, the business platform?
They jump out before they've planned. It takes
Right.
a lot of planning to get a business up and going. And I understand jumping, and I said before, go before you're ready, but you still need to plan and work it out. Go and plan first. I have people come to me and say, I need a business plan. I need a business plan. And you really don't need a business plan per se that first year because you're still going to be working out things, testing things. I start small. I
Right.
have people have great ideas, but they want to spend all their money starting real big. They want to go in with a bang. And my advice is to start small and test it and plan it and start small and test it and plan it and let it grow. Don't just jump off, spend all your ducks, throw all your eggs in that basket and spend everything you got and give it all you got. Don't do that. Just start small. Think about what you can do on the smallest scale possible and let it grow. Let it grow.
Incredible. Linda, thank you for being here with me. That is so wonderful. And for such a great interview, really. And I'm sure our business owner in the audience have a much clearer understanding of the rules they need to follow in order for them to have success in their small business. If you're listening, would like to invite you to visit this site, www.getthebusiness.org, where you're going to find Linda, and you can send her any of your questions, and she'll be able to help you move your business or even your personal life forward. And as we have learned today from Linda. Once again, thank you, Linda, for being here with us and helping our community with such level of knowledge which you have gleaned over the years. Nearly 30 years is a long time, so we appreciate your time and your generosity with your knowledge. It's
So much.
You're welcome. It's Yokai Kajidori here again from World Outsourcing Solutions. Finally, I would like to invite you to our website, which is www.worldoutsourcingsolutions.com, where you're going to find out how you can benefit from outsourcing or the skills of experts, so that you don't have to do it all by yourself. You can have some expert help in your marketing, social media, or anything else, so that your business thrive. Once again, thank you for being here with me. I look forward to our next episode here in the next few days. Have a great day, everyone, and thanks again, Linda, for being here with us.
Thank you.
Have a great day.